Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Friday Night SmackDown. It is the last show before the SummerSlam pay-per-view, just 24 hours away. I am Mr. Rob, and I hope you are ready for this one. We're live here in Atlanta, Georgia. Packed episode ahead as we get the final build towards the show, which will actually be premiering next weekend here on the channel. I've been busy the next week, so we're going to delay it to next weekend. But let's get into SmackDown because we still have a show to go. See Sheamus take on Mace to open tonight's action. Then the New Day will team up to face Los Lotharios in tag action. Jinder Mahal will team up with Shanky to face opponents at SummerSlam, Shinsuke Nakamura and Ricochet. Interesting tag matchup there. Kayden Carter goes one-on-one against Liv Morgan. Our main event, Asuka takes on the women's champion, Ronda Rousey. Sheamus gets the win over Mace. The New Day are victorious over Los Lotharios. Jinder Mahal and Shanky get a win. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there between opponents at SummerSlam, Ricochet and Nakamura. But now time for Carter and Morgan. So two members of their respective teams will go at it. It looks like Kayden Carter will go for her team of Carter and Chance here tonight as they get ready for an opportunity, the biggest match of their career in just 24 hours at SummerSlam, as these two women will challenge for the Women's Tag Team Championships here in WWE. They have only been on SmackDown for a short term, but they have made the most of their opportunities already with a title opportunity. And tonight they go one-on-one against one half of those women's tag team champions in Liv Morgan, who gets ready to make her way to the ring. A Raw superstar, but because of the tag team titles being open to both brands, Liv Morgan is able to make an appearance here on SmackDown. Going at it alone, Rhea Ripley. We know she's been dealing with an injury for the past month, but Liv continues to stay that she will be ready to go at SummerSlam. It's only 24 hours away, so even if Morgan is right, if Rhea is ready to go at the pay-per-view, how much will she actually be ready? Will she be at 100%? We don't know, but right now we have Carter versus Morgan one-on-one, and here we go. Both superstars locking up in the center of the ring. First time ever these two have gone at it, so very treat here in tonight's show, as this is going to be a pretty action-packed show the rest of the night. We also have Ronda Rousey taking on Asuka in our main event. Asuka could not beat Lacey Evans just a week ago to make it to the championship match, but Ronda Rousey wanted the fight here tonight against Asuka. And then, of course, we still have Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns are in the same building, and we hear that they will go face-to-face to close out tonight's show. So a lot still to come. Right now we have Morgan versus Carter. Still Morgan with the early advantage, and she likes to take it to the newest woman here on SmackDown. Carter and Chance only made their debut a month ago for the Blue brand, but they have been made the most of it. First match, Money in the Bank. They knock off Shotzi and Natalya to become #1 contenders for the tag titles. So big opportunity still awaits them at SummerSlam. They have to beat Morgan and Ripley, and like we said, I don't know if Ripley will be 100% considering she's still not even here tonight in Atlanta to back up Morgan. Morgan, never one to be afraid. Finally became a champion here in the WWE. Won the women's tag team titles. Very deserved for Liv Morgan. It's been a long fight, and she hopes to keep those titles for a long time, as right now she has Carter up against the ropes here. And there's a forearm shot to the back, and another one for good measure as Morgan looking to establish her dominance here. Carter does move out of the way of that double foot stomp, though, but quickly Morgan's going to catch her with a jawbreaker to maintain control. So very good opening start here for Morgan. Carter is still new to SmackDown. I mean, this is a different stomping ground. There's a lot of new faces you haven't seen before, a lot of battle-tested foes, and Liv Morgan is definitely one of them. Been around the block for quite some time here in the WWE, but Carter gets a nice right-hand shot there on Morgan that'll drop her. And now Kayden looks to take control as there's a standing shooting star press to one half of the tag champs. So far it's been pretty respectful between these two teams. No dissension, no bad blood, just competition. And we'll see who the better team is at SummerSlam. As right now Morgan, though, for the cover, try to get a pinfall victory over Carter. She gets two, but before Kayden does kick out. This is a good match as well to build your confidence and momentum going into the pay-per-view just 24 hours ago. And you want to try to put your opponent away when you can, as there's a knee shot right to the jaw of Carter. Liv Morgan could be just about to do that. Now hits the Oblivion on Kayden Carter. Down goes The challenger gets 2. And no, Kayden actually kicks out at 2. So Liv Morgan fires with the Oblivion. But Kayden is still able to hang on to this matchup. But I thought Liv Morgan was just going to go with a good strategy here. Try to put your opponent away early. Try not to take as much damage going into the pay-per-view. Kayden Carter still looking to fight. Got to figure how much of a wise strategy is that. Do you want to continue the fight and take more damage? I know a win is a win, but you have a golden opportunity in just 24 hours. The biggest match of your career. I mean, I respect the gutsy performance here by Carter as she's currently in this chin lock. As Liv Morgan. Alright, as I say that, Carter gets back to her feet. There's a leg whip takedown on Morgan. Now looking to do a little bit of offense of her own. Pretty evenly back and forth contest here in this matchup. Alright, every single time it seems like Carter is going to get the upper hand, Liv Morgan is there to cut her off. Hold on a second, goes for the head scissors instead. Kayden counters with a power bomb. Great counter there by Carter. As now Morgan could be in a little bit of trouble here as Kayden continues to strike away on the down opponent. Hits another standing shooting star press. Another high impact maneuver. And Morgan is right where Kayden wants her. One half of the women's tag champs could be in a lot of trouble here as Carter is going to go for the pinfall here. Try to put her away here, but only gets a 1 count. It's a little bit of disbelief on the face of Kayden there. She'll get Liv back to her feet. So she have in mind here. Kick to the midsection. Going to try to flip through for that power bomb. Kayden could be lining up Liv for the finish if she can connect on a couple big moves. There's double knees to the face. And now Kayden Carter has Liv in a lot of trouble. She's going to continue to work away on the body. Another standing shooting star press for good measure. That's the 3rd one of the matchup. And now Carter gets Morgan back to her feet. Gets a hold of her. Going to go for that bulldog driver. And she connects. Spikes Liv Morgan head first into the canvas like a lawn dart. And now Liv, she could be out of it. Carter having a hard time dragging her to the center of the ring. That's just dead weight moving. Now going to go for the pinfall as she had done enough to beat Liv Morgan. And yes, she has. Kayden Carter picks up the victory. Liv hasn't moved since taking that finish. Big win for Kayden Carter. Gets the momentum going into the pay-per-view. As well as might have done a lot of damage to Liv. She's finally up and moving back to her feet. As Kayden Carter gets to celebrate the victory. Big win here tonight. As you can see, Liv a little bit displeased with herself, but she's going to confront Carter. And she's going to offer the hand. And Kayden accepts. So that's the sportsmanship on display. But in 24 hours, it'll be for the title. Wait a second, at ringside here, Butch attacks Pat McAfee. McAfee on commentary. For this match, we know these two have a match at the pay-per-view, and Butch looks to get the jump on McAfee here tonight. Taking a blindside attack. Kick to the midsection. Butch slings Pat McAfee into the barricade. Still don't know why Butch has taken it to Pat McAfee. We know the history between these two used to be a part of a stable in NXT. But Butch has just targeted McAfee in recent weeks and is looking to make his life hell. He's now asking Pat McAfee to get back to his feet. A hard clothesline takes down the announcer. Butch looking to send a statement just 24 hours away from their match. Now time for our main event of the evening. A big one here in the SmackDown Women's Division non-title matchup. And a pretty big one just 24 hours away of a title defense. But Asuka gets a chance here tonight to face the champ in Ronda Rousey. A pretty big time encounter to cap off our final show before the pay-per-view. Asuka last week unable to knock off Lacey Evans to make it to the championship match at the pay-per-view. But she has another opportunity here tonight to take on the champ. And if Asuka, just 24 hours from SummerSlam, can knock off Ronda Rousey, I think Asuka could be the next in line for a title shot, regardless of what happens in Nashville. So Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow, she's been on quite a roll. Hit a little bit of a roadblock, but has a chance to get past it here tonight. So we'll see if she can capitalize. But it's not going to be an easy task, because whenever you go up against the baddest woman on the planet, you got to be on your A game. The SmackDown Women's Champion is here. The rowdy one, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, makes the march to the ring. as she looks to take on Asuka. And it's a pretty big opponent ahead of a title defense. You gotta wonder how smart this is of Ronda Rousey to take this match just 24 hours before facing Lacey Evans. But Ronda Rousey never wanted to back down from a challenge, wanted to face Asuka here tonight. So here we have it, the main event non-title matchup. It's here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's going to be Asuka versus Ronda Rousey, one-on-one, and the bell has rang. This one is official. Both women lock up in the center of the ring, and it's Asuka getting the early advantage, ties up Ronda, and plants her face into the back first with a spine buster. As Asuka knows the importance of this matchup, a multi-time champion here in the WWE, former NXT Women's Champion, Raw and SmackDown, the Triple Crown winner in WWE. As Ronda, though, looking to target the arm, though, of Asuka now. You know what she's trying to set up, thinking armbar is Ronda Rousey. Like we said, is this a wise strategy to take this match just 24 hours before a title defense? Yes, we know Ronda's a fighting champion. Yes, we know Ronda wants to compete and better herself that way, but you got to think big picture here. Lacey Evans is no joke. She's proven in the past couple of weeks she has that women's right, and she can deliver at any point. Ronda Rousey, instead of scouting Liv, or instead of scouting Lacey, she wants to take on Asuka tonight as Asuka whips Ronda into the far turnbuckle here. And Ronda, though, is going to fight out of it. A couple of strikes to the body. And she's going to send Asuka against the ropes. Catch her with a hip toss. Down goes Asuka. And Ronda Rousey starting to get fired up here early. Got to apply the same strategy in the other matches. Asuka with a missed hip attack. Ronda trying to put Asuka away as quickly as possible, you have to believe. And she will fight out of the grip of the champ. Now Asuka fires back with a couple of strikes and kicks. Two of the best strikers in the women's division going at it here in this matchup. This is going to be a clinic in the striking game. A lot of hard-hitting action as there's a takedown from Ronda, showing that UFC background that made her the first UFC women's champion in history. Once again, just targeting those arms. Ronda Rousey's been a very good champion since winning the championship. She's knocked off Charlotte Flair inside Hell in a Cell. She's made the Queen tap. She's beaten a couple of others. But tonight, or in 24 hours, Lacey Evans, she hasn't faced a competitor with quite the power that she has in that right-hand punch. As there's another sit-out spine buster by Asuka. But you can't overlook the Empress of Tomorrow. Is very happy with her work here. But you got to keep the pressure on Rousey. Gets her back to her feet. Right-hand shot that'll drop Ronda right back to the mat. And Asuka maybe showing a little bit of mind games here. You don't become NXT Women's Champion for over 500 days by accident, but Ronda now with a takedown looks to get the cover here on Asuka, but can't even get a 1 count before Asuka will kick out. Pretty evenly matched contest here as Asuka goes all the way to the outside, and Ronda will follow. As this could be a match that you could see on a pay-per-view. We're getting it live here tonight in Atlanta, Georgia for Friday Night SmackDown as both women continue to throw bombs on the outside, right forearm shots from both. And now Asuka looking to target the legs of the champion. A couple of shots to that hamstring. The referee has begun his count up to a count of 3 now. As both competitors continue to fight on the outside. Asuka with the takedown on Ronda Rousey. Trips her up, sends her to the floor. Ronda taking a lot of punishment here on the outside. This is not where you want to be. Another right-hand strike back to the champion. And again, Asuka with a takedown. More offense being applied on the outside of the ring. Ronda Rousey fires back with a shot to the midsection. She'll get Asuka back in the ring. Doesn't want to win by countout. Wants to take this one back to the squared circle. Ronda quicker to the punch there. Cuts off Asuka. Then plants her in the center of the ring. Ronda Rousey starting to get the upper hand here. Going to apply the pressure. A chin block applied on Asuka. Not her signature submission, but maybe just trying to wear down her opponent. Asuka quickly back to her feet, ties up Ronda again. Is going to hit the spine buster for the 3rd time in the matchup. You see Asuka sticking to a game plan. She has the Asuka lock of her own, so maybe setting her up there. Is kick to the midsection here. Asuka going to hit the ropes and connect with the hip attack. Down goes the champion. Rousey in a lot of trouble here. Asuka with the upset just before SummerSlam. No, gets 2. Only 2. Ronda Rousey stays in this contest, but Asuka is looking to keep on the offense. Strike Now looking to tie up Ronda Rousey. Is she going to lock it in? Yes, she is. Asuka locked center of the ring. Ronda not close to the ropes. Will the champion submit? Asuka has it locked in, but Rousey will break the grip in an elbow shot for good measure. But Ronda Rousey taking a lot of punishment late in this matchup. She's got to find a way to put Asuka away, and she's got to find a way to put her away quickly. Gets her back to her feet, and this could be what she's looking for here. Thinking Piper's Pit. Asuka on the shoulders. Yes, connects. Piper's Pit down on Asuka. And just like that, Rousey has turned the tide. Ooh, there's a sharp right-hand jab. I think that caught Asuka right on the nose. Backs her up into the turnbuckle here. Asuka tries to escape, but Rousey's there to cut her off. Kick to the midsection. Another kick to the midsection. Won't allow Asuka to get a grip on her before she finally sends her into the ropes. They collide in the center of the ring. There's more strikes. Rousey counters with a couple of strikes of her own. There's a body shot. There's the takedown. Asuka in a lot of trouble here. Rousey trying to lock in the armbar. She has the positioning. Can she extend it? I think Asuka's in a lot of trouble trying to fight this. You see her squirming out. Rousey extending the joint. Doesn't get the submission, but the damage might have been applied. Rousey into the cover to get the victory. Gets one, gets two, and that is enough. Asuka cannot kick out too much damage done to that left arm, and Rousey, in a hard-fought victory, is able to pick up the win. Pretty back-and-forth contest. Asuka looked very sharp in this matchup. I thought she was going to put her away with that Asuka and block in the hip attack. But Rousey, showing the guts of the champion, is able to fire back and pick up the victory. She gets to celebrate here tonight. But hold on a second. Lacey Evans from behind with the women's right. Lays out the champ. Just 24 hours, Lacey Evans with the shot from behind. Sending a message that once again she can connect with that shot at any time. If she connects to that at SummerSlam, she could be the next champ. Well, now it's time for the final showdown. Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns are in the building, and we're hearing both of them are going to make their way to the ring for a face-to-face confrontation. This is going to be a sight. Now, with the main event match just 24 hours away, Adam Pearce has said that this will be no contact allowed. He doesn't want to risk the big match at SummerSlam. Both McIntyre and Reigns have obliged. So we will see no contact between the opponents, but Drew McIntyre makes his way to the ring first. We've seen it for months. Drew, his number one goal has been to knock the Bloodline off the top spot here in SmackDown, and they put hurdle after hurdle in front of McIntyre. Tried to take the tag champs away from the Usos. They got themselves disqualified. Wanted a shot against Roman Reigns. Got put in Money in the Bank against 7 other competitors instead. But McIntyre defied the odds. He won the Money in the Bank contract and chose he wants to cash it in at SummerSlam. Wants Roman Reigns in a fair fight. Believes he can beat him. And Drew McIntyre could be the one to end the historic reign of Roman Reigns. As speaking of the head of the table, he gets ready to make his way to the ring alone. No Paul Heyman, still recovering from that Claymore kick from Drew McIntyre. No Usos. Jay lost last week to Drew McIntyre. They will be banned from ringside at SummerSlam. So it literally will be one-on-one. But Reigns, almost 2 years as Universal Champion, gets ready to make his way to the ring. Says that he is in God mode. Well, he'll have to be in that mode if he wants to beat Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam. Literally a clash of the Titans, but Roman Reigns is making his way to the ring as these two Titans get ready for a stare down. As Roman Reigns drops the belt, McIntyre awaits in the ring. And Roman Reigns doesn't look like he's going to make it to the ring. Reigns actually has second thoughts. He's not going to enter the ring against Drew McIntyre. An interesting turn of events. Reigns is walking away from the challenger. McIntyre awaits in the center of the ring, and Roman says he doesn't want anything to do with Drew here tonight. He's going to wait till Nashville, Tennessee in Nissan Stadium. But that is an image. Will McIntyre be the last one standing at SummerSlam. If he is, he will be the Universal Champion. It is a big fight indeed. McIntyre wants Reigns to make it to the ring. Doesn't want the Tribal Chief to walk away. And Reigns will give one last taunt at the top of the stage. And he will head to the back. And next time will be SummerSlam. It is a stacked show. 10 matches. 5 from Raw, 5 from SmackDown, including this one. Ricochet defending the Intercontinental Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura. Can Ricochet get that win back, or will Nakamura beat Ricochet once more and win the title? Also, we've seen this one start to come to a head. Butch will take on Pat McAfee. Will Butch continue his assaults and beat McAfee, or will McAfee be able to get up one on his former stablemates? And then women's tag titles on the line. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. We hear Rhea is going to be ready for SummerSlam. She'll need to be if they want to knock off Katana Chance and Kayden Carter, who've been white hot since coming to SmackDown. And speaking of SmackDown, the SmackDown Women's Championship is on the line. Ronda Rousey versus Lacey Evans. Can Lacey Evans land one women's right and put away Rousey, or the baddest woman on the planet, retain the title? And then finally, the big one, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre. There'll be no back down. There will be no shenanigans. One-on-one for the Universal Championship. Who will walk away the victor? All this will happen just 24 hours at SummerSlam, which we will premiere live on the channel next weekend. I know it's a little bit of a while, but it's going to take me a while to put the show together as well, but I can't wait to see you guys there. But if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Universe Mode content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.